Hey, what's up? I got some more Riftbound content for you guys. So I'm sure many of you have seen this image floating around. It's been on the official Instagram for like a month. Link will be in the description below. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's basically a list of champion legends that are coming out for the next set, along with some accompanying color combos, and it's been up to the players to mix, match, and sleuth who the next champions are going to be and what they're going to be like. I'm going to give my 2 cents and pitch my predictions. But before I do, make sure to drop a sub to stay caught up with the content and leave a like. It helps a ton. I appreciate you, and without further ado, let's get into it. So I guess first things first would be assigning the champs we already know to some of the color combos and try to make them fit together like puzzle pieces. So let's start with Ezreal since he's first on the list. For me, blue color immediately comes to mind since it's basically the Piltover and Zaun region from Legends of Runeterra. He's also a big nerd, so it just makes sense. That immediately gives us Chaos Purple, Fury Red, Order Yellow, or Calm Green as the supporting colors. I'm personally gravitating towards purple or yellow, with a stronger pull to yellow. This makes sense because it represents Demacia, of which Ezreal frequents and even roleplays as Jarl Lightfeather. It's also the same colors as Lux, which is one of the oldest ships in the book, so it makes sense that he'd copy her color combo. He's also likely to add spellcasting synergy to her and help her out a lot actually. Moving on to Fiora. She is also going to be yellow because her champion unit already exists in the game and is of course yellow, again being the Demacia representation. I actually think she makes the most sense having orange as her second color. She would probably play pretty similarly to Set, and buff already synergizes with her champ unit really well. It would be weird to take her out of orange unless they compensate by adding yellow buff cards to help her out independently from orange. Next up is Irelia, who is the most obvious green rep I've ever seen. She's literally one of the faces of Ionia, and for second color, I'm gonna give her yellow, which makes a lot of sense since she's all about order, routine, tradition, and fighting honorably in a dance to the death. Okay, so for Ornn, he's another easy starter. There's no way he's not orange because of Freljord being present all throughout that color, and he's got that smoking hot dad bod. So of course, he'd be represented by the body color. All jokes aside, his second color is a good talking point. We have Calm Green and Purple Chaos left, and he's obviously not chaotic, so green makes sense. Especially since they could do Elderwood as his alt art for Green Ornn, and it fits the Spirit Blossom theme well enough. Next we have Draven. So obviously red, right? We have blue, purple, yellow, and orange all on the board. So for me, I'm gonna go with orange. For 2 main reasons. The first of which is that I already pre-assigned these color combos and the other red ones are all taken, but that's spoilers. Secondly, orange represents his body, which he is very proud of. It fits his playstyle in League as well, of using his physical prowess to let out that fury of red. And also a cool gameplay side note is that it would give a new identity to the red-orange combo that is very different from Volibear, who is the existing red-orange rep, while differentiating himself from his big brother Darius, who's red-yellow. Alright, speeding it up, we have Rumble, who I'm pretty sure was confirmed red-blue? I don't know where or how I heard this, but it makes sense anyway, so it's an easy slot in. And finally, for the known ones, we have Lucian. So I'm gonna give him red-purple, Fury and Chaos. Which makes sense because in lore, he's Malding that Thresh stole his wife and acts out of vengeance. Fury is the perfect representation of that kind of violence, and purple comes into play when you consider he's doing it blindly, with a complete disregard for his own safety in order to save Senna. And also there's tons of Shadow Isles themes throughout purple, so it's poetic, thematic, and I love it, so I hope it's true. Okay, so now this is where it gets fun. After assigning the ones we know, we have blue-purple, green-purple, red-yellow, green-blue, and orange-purple left. So let's start at the top and work our way to the bottom. I have 2 possible shouts for blue-purple. I'll go with the less likely first, but I can make a good argument for him, and that's Malzahar. He's already in the game as a blue champion unit, and that makes sense because he's a brainiac, so the color representing the mind is a give me. Now he uses that intellect in a very chaotic way, corrupting the world with the power of the void, so that's where the purple comes in. Eventually Riot will have to add more distinct void themes into the game, and purple is the perfect place for them to go. We already have Kog'Maw, so let's keep it going with Malz, Cho'Gath, Vel'Koz, etc. If this set doesn't have Malz as blue-purple, the next one surely will. And if it's the case, it's only because Mr. Echo is going to be chosen in his place first. Bet you didn't see that icon plot twist coming, huh? You didn't see Echo going to be on top of Malzahar there, did ya? Which also makes a ton of sense, and we even have more Echo support in the game than we do Malzahar, on top of the fact that Echo gets hit Netflix series Arcane buff, which skyrockets his potential inclusion comparatively. For the next unconfirmed combo, we have green-purple, Ionia, Shadow Isles, Calm, and Chaos. oxymoronic duality. I've heard Kayn can go here, but I'm also really liking Kindred. Now the main reason is, this is Spiritforged. I'd assume heavy Spirit Blossom theming, and Kindred is one of the faces of that skin line, with it being one of the fan favorite skins for them. I also think they're going to add more distinct Shadow Isles thematics to the game this set, and Kindred does a great job transitioning those themes from Legends of Runeterra to Riftbound. And like I mentioned, the duality makes sense for them. Calm representing Lamb, while Chaos represents Wolf. If they're not in this set, then Riot better make Kindred a green-red in the future for the same reason. There's just something so poetic about them being two polar opposite colors, and to be fair, Wolf repping red would make more sense, so I won't be too mad, but Riot better do it, and give us Spirit Blossom when they get there. Next we have Red-Yellow, which is an easy one to me. This is 100% Azir. Especially when we see Sundisk in red and Imperial Decree in yellow. Fury in Order also makes sense thematically given his personality, and we deserve Mr. Shurima himself as the premier Shurima champion legend debut. Okay, final two, starting with green-blue. So my boring answer is going to be Sona, since she's already a champion unit in the game, but I could also see Syndra or Soraka since they're popular and also have Spirit Blossom skins. And finally we have Body and Chaos down here. Now the first champion that jumped out to me was Thresh. He has a Spirit Blossom skin, he continues to help add Shadow Isles representation while being one of the main faces of Shadow Isles, and we're getting Lucian this set. Isn't it just perfect to also add his op as well, while they also share a color? Now that is food for thought. And on that banger, that's it for this one. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. What are your predictions? Are they similar to mine, or do you have a few that you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments below. I read all the comments and there's more I want to cover, so I'll be making more videos soon. With that, please leave a like to support the content. I also stream on Twitch. Check me out over there for live gameplay. I plan on doing community Riftbound tournaments in my Discord server as well, so feel free to join to catch those events and when I go live or post videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.